out someone different tonight. I don't think I've ever seen any of his material. His name does not ring a bell. The little bit that I saw of him before the video, starting the video, he does not look familiar to me. This particular routine about airplane etiquette was one of the many different things that, was recommended to me. So I decided I would check out this one next. It's about a 10-minute video, so going to be a little on the lengthy side, but maybe it will be fun enough that it won't seem like it's 10 minutes long.
Let's tell some stories. Now, this first story, the first bit of this story you should already know. In the same way that you know things like, don't kill people, try not to rape. When you're on an airplane, there's a thing called plane etiquette, and it goes like this. Window gets an armrest and a wall. Middle gets 2 armrests. Aisle gets an armrest and a little bit of extra leg. We're not fucking animals, we live in a society. So I was on a flight from Los Angeles to Houston, and I had the middle seat, and that sucks balls. So I'm sitting there with 2 armrests. Next to me is a petite young lady. She's doing her job, armrest wall. I'm in the middle, 2 armrests. Sitting next to me here is a great big black man who's as gay as the day is long. He sits down next to me, and we do the niceties. Hello, hello. And then with no issue whatsoever, he sees my elbow there, and he just went, chock. And I went... Now, I'm pretty upset, but he's a big fucking guy and it's a long flight, so there's no need to get into an argument. So I have that argument that you have in your head where the other person doesn't know you're having an argument. Where you're like, you're a fucking asshole. And if you said this, then I would say, well, good sir, I think you're mistaken, right?
We all do that, don't we?
So I sit there festering for like 45 minutes, and eventually the air stewardess comes with a drink cart. Now, why I'm on air stewardesses, right? Whenever you watch a movie set in the 60s and they show air stewardesses, or an old TV show, that show like Pam Am or something, they always depict air stewardesses as these hot young things with a pillbox hat and a little bun and big tits and a small waist and holding a bag going, like that. I don't think any of those women have retired. This thing was just being propped up by the drink cart.
Oh, gosh.
50 years of recycled air had made her skin drip off her skull like the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark. She comes up. The guy reaches over for his drink and his pretzels, armrest open, bang! I'm back in.
I knew it.
And I'm not fucking going anywhere either. He puts all of his things down in his tray and he goes to put his elbow back, but he fucking can't, can he? He can't, because there's a wall there called Jim Jefferies and he can't fucking move it, right? And he's pushing, and I'm acting like I can't feel it, like this, but casual like. Then he gets his fist like this and his hand like that, and he's pushing really hard back, and I'm trying to do that casual. But he's much bigger than me, and eventually I have to give in. I just went, chock.
Oh, jeez. That sounds rude.
So I turned to him and said what needed to be said. Why are you such a cunt?
Oh, no, he did not.
Now, I understand that word in this country isn't as popular as maybe it should be. People were freaking the fuck out.
Oh,
they were going, he just said it, I heard him say it. Called that man a C-bomb. I heard him say it, Bob. Called the man a C-bomb, Bob.
Oh, my God.
And he was shocked as well. He turned to me and went, excuse me, what did you just call me? But in for a penny, in for a pound, right? And I was there going, a cunt, sir. I called you a cunt. And he said, are you upset because you're trying to take my armrest? And I went, you don't know plane etiquette. Window gets an armrest and a wall. Middle gets 2 armrests. Aisle gets an armrest and a little bit of extra leg. We're not fucking animals. We live in a society.
Okay. I did not know. So I know that the window seat gets, the window area and the armrest. And will you kind of, are there separate armrests for the middle and for the no, I guess not. Anyway, whatever. I didn't know there were specific rules about armrests and stuff. I mean, I've never been in an elbow joust with anybody on an airplane, but this is news to me. So, but I'm learning something in a very entertaining way.
And the people that initially hated me agreed with me, like, he is right about that. That is true. That is true. We do live in a society. And he went, oh, I'm only taking the back of the armrest. You can have the rest of the armrest. And I went, you take the back, you take the whole fucking thing. Yeah. No one gives a fuck about the front of the armrest. No one's ever gone, thanks for the front of the armrest.
Exactly.
I said, it's not just that you're taking my armrest. Your elbow has come over the armrest and it's digging into my rib cage. And he said, well, maybe if you lost some weight. I know. I was gobsmacked. I didn't know what to fucking say. I just turned to him and went, you bitchy queen. Now everyone on the plane has lost their fucking shit. The movie can fuck off, mate. No one's watching the fucking movie. I'm the entertainment now. The air stewardess comes running back on her walker. She comes up to us and she goes, what's going on here? And I said, I want this fucking asshole away from me. And she said, sir, this is not the situation to be swearing in. I went, yes, it is. We're having a fight. And she went, well, there's no need for name calling. I called the guy bitchy queen, so I sort of get what she's saying. And I turned to her and said, you know what? You're right. There is never a need for name calling.
Uh-oh.
But as a proud gay man myself, I feel like I've earned the right to say such words, so... She apologized. The gay guy knows I'm fucking lying.
Oh,
he's fagging the fuck out, just...
His face. Oh, my God.
And the air stewardess went, can everyone calm down? What's the problem here? And he went, he's trying to take my armrest. And the air stewardess went, everyone knows the middle gets 2 armrests. And I went, see? She goes, I'm going to have to break you 2 up. And she points to the man and said, sir, you're going to have to find a seat at the back of the plane. I'm victorious. I stand up. I bash my head on the thing. I point at the man and I went, get to the back of the plane.
Oh, Lord.
Now, a lot of people on that plane hadn't seen the rest of the argument. All they have seen is me pointing at a black man, yelling, get to the back of the plane.
Right.
Things got real awkward real fucking quick.
I bet.
I didn't know what I'd done yet. People were yelling at me, calling me a racist, and I was like, I know, but how do you know? Then a guy threw a bag of peanuts at the back of my head and said, sit down, you limey bastard. And I was like, that's the British. I'm Australian, you fucking racist.
Okay, that's funny. I was going to ask where this dude was from. He sounded like he had an Aussie accent, which I adore. I love the Australian. I like a lot of accents, but I do like the Australian accent. But I was sort of talking myself out of it, like maybe he's like from some area in the UK that sort of sounds like Australia, but okay, he confirmed it for me. That's funny.
Which would have made a lot of sense if being British or Australian was a race and not a nationality.
Right.
But at that stage, I was clutching at straws, really. So
some people confuse.
I go sit back down in his old chair. We got the empty seat between us. Me and the girl pounded out. Now, later on the flight, I'm walking up the back of the plane to the toilet.
Oh.
And I want to see the guy because I want to go.
Butthole in the...
And I get all the way to the back of the plane. I don't see him anywhere. I'm about to go in the toilet. And then I see his leg around the corner. There were no more seats. This is a full flight. He's sitting in the air stewardess's landing seat that folds down with a seatbelt over the top like he's in a fucking go-kart. I put my head around the corner. I went, no armrest here, dickhead. And the air stewardess went, you get back to your seat. And I ran away like a child, like.
Oh, Lord.
So, for landing, I go sit back down in his old seat. Now, the air stewardess seat is taken, so she's taking my old seat in the middle, and she fucking hates me. And I'm taking both armrests, fuck her. And as we're landing, the guy over the aisle leans over and goes, excuse me, you're Jim Jefferies, right? And I'm like, yeah, man, how you doing? And he went, I had no idea you were gay. Fucking yeah, man. I like cock.
Oh, goodness. Okay, well, that was my first introduction to him. I had no idea where he was from and what brand of humor he had. So this was fun. I don't know how old this particular routine is. Like, I don't know what year this was made. I don't even know how old this dude is. My dog. What the heck? I think my son is agitating one of our dogs. He gets him to start howling. He'll do the Chewbacca sound, my son will, and it sets off one of our dogs, and he just starts howling and howling, and then pretty soon all four of them are howling. Oh, okay, maybe you guys can't hear it, but I can hear it. It's right up there. Okay. Oh my gosh. Anyway, this was funny. I look forward to seeing more. I honestly don't really feel like I have anything super special to add to this. I know after some of the routines that I see, I've got some sort of, I don't know, venting or just kind of conversating that I want to do. I don't even think that's a word, but whatever. Conversing that I want to do. Even though it's just I'm talking to myself, I'm basically talking to the camera, but it feels like I'm talking to you guys. And sometimes I have a lot of stuff that comes to me as I'm watching some of these comedy routines. It just sparks something in me, and I want to talk about it because that's the whole point of this channel, is that I want to talk about stuff, mostly movies and shows and things like that. It's kind of sort of veered into stand-up comedy routines and some of the conversations oh, Jim Jefferies in an interview with Bill Burr. Oh, you guys, I'm going to have to save this to watch it. Give me a second.
Hello there.
I'm going to save this. I have no idea if this is anything that's...
Some stories.
I have no idea if what I just saved was anything that's worth watching. If any of you guys have seen it and you think it's something that's going to give me, well, not me specifically, but something that's pretty funny, let me know and maybe I'll do that for one of my videos. It looks like Bill Burr on the Jim Jefferies show. I didn't even know he had a show. Okay, well, I'm learning more and more about this guy. Anyway, this was pretty humorous. I liked it. He sounded like he was being, well, actually, it wasn't just him. The other guy they were both being buttholes to each other. But he got the upper hand, and then he acted like a little a little brat at the end. But what I was saying is, sometimes these things spark a big conversation on my part. Like, it's just different stuff that comes to me that I would like to say. But this one didn't really spark that too much besides the stuff that I mentioned during the course of it. So I really don't feel like I have much more to add, but I am looking forward to checking out more of his stuff. I do have his gun control one. I think there were 2 parts to it. I have at least one of them saved in my to watch list. So now that I've been introduced to him and what he's like, I'm looking forward to checking out his thing about gun control. We'll see. I don't know. That might spark another rant. I don't know. I don't really mean for any of my stuff to turn like into heavy political / social commentary sort of things, but it just kind of happens. And I don't want this channel to be anything that's going to be like super controversial or anything. That's not the point. So having said that, I'm still interested to see what he's going to say about that. How he's going to take this hot button topic and turn it into something that we can laugh at. So, okay, that's it for this one, you guys. Wrapping it up. Later.